I can't believe it, guys. I finally made it. I finally gotten myself my first ever Lamborghini review. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Junhan. Now today you join me here at GoatCar Imports to review a very special car that's alongside me right here. So this is the 2021 Lamborghini Urus. Now a lot of you may think that the Urus would be the very first SUV for Lamborghini, right? But that's actually false, because way back then, there's actually another SUV which is nicknamed the Rambo Lambo. That is a military truck which is called the Lamborghini LM002. So yeah, it's a military truck that uses the engine from the Countach itself, the V12 engine. How cool is that? So yeah, this car was actually once the fastest SUV, to the point where Lamborghini actually gave it a nickname Super SUV. But then now at this point of time when I'm filming, it's actually no longer the fastest. So now the fastest would be, if I'm not mistaken, would be the Tesla Model X Plaid, which goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.5 seconds. That's bonkers, right? And then the second would be the Aston Martin DBX 707, which was recently unveiled as well. So that one was claimed 3.3 seconds, but then I saw someone actually did 3 seconds flat, which is pretty cool as well. And then the third would be the Grand Cherokee TrackHawk. So that is an American SUV, which did it in 3.4 seconds. And then finally, on the fourth place would be this car right here, the Lamborghini Urus, which did the century run in 3.6 seconds. Now another interesting fact about the Lamborghini Urus is that Lamborghini says that 70% of the sales of this Lamborghini Urus are actually those people who are never owned or seen a Lamborghini before. So they are new customers, new Lamborghini customers. And also they said most of it are women as well, because women usually will drive something that's so luxurious, easy to drive, right? If you give them, let's say, a Gallardo or Murcielago, a Aventador, it's pretty hard for them to drive. So this one will be just nice. They can do their shopping and everything. So yes, that's a pretty cool fact. Okay, just before we go through the overall design and the styling of the Lamborghini Urus, firstly, let's talk about the power plant right here. Now, the Lamborghini Urus is powered by a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 that produces 650 PS or 641 brake horsepower and 850 Newton meters of torque. That is a lot of torque. Now, the interesting thing about this engine is that you can get the full 850 Newton meters of torque at just 2,250 RPM. That is way down the ref range. So this car, when you need pickup, you just press, it delivers it for you. So this car also has a top speed of 305 kilometers per hour, which is pretty cool. Any SUV that passes 300 km is definitely something to be proud of. Okay, first thing first, let's talk about the front design of the Lamborghini Urus. Let's admit it, this car has one of the most aggressive front design ever, right? Especially for an SUV. Yep, this car looks as if it's an angry, raging bull getting ready to charge towards you. Just imagine when you are driving casually and then suddenly you look at your rearview mirror and then all you see is the headlights of this car tailgating you. You definitely get a heart attack, right? Because of how aggressive it is. Yep. So the headlights itself, you can see the way it's angled is actually tilted towards this way. So to give it as you look as if it's frowning, to give it a very fierce look. And then you got the iconic Lamborghini Y-style daytime running light. If I were to unlock it, you can see it coming to life. Ta-da! Looks super aggressive, right? And then at the bottom here, you can see the pointy nose. Got the Lamborghini emblem right there. And then here, this one houses the adaptive radar cruise control. You also have the parking sensors in front. And then here, again, you got a Y-style design here. And then you can see the whole front is actually extremely open. So this to allow as much air as possible to go into the intercooler, into the radiators, to cool the engine and to cool the turbo itself. So yeah, the front end design is a win. Okay, as for the side view, the Lamborghini Urus definitely has one of the sportiest side profile design ever of any SUV. Just take a look at all the line, the creases. You can see this powerful line which cuts all the way there. You got this line right here, and then at the back here as well, you can see this crease line which comes down. So this is a very Lamborghini design, because everything is got to be very edgy, a lot of shapes and angles. Yep, and this car, especially in this very dark grey paintwork, is very obvious. Let's say if this car is painted in matte or satin finish, it will look much more prominent and more aggressive. So here, you got the tricolor flag, the green, the white, and the red. And one very cool thing about the Urus is, if I were to open the door, just take a look, frameless window in an SUV. Pretty cool, right? Yep. Okay, Massive is an understatement when it comes to the brakes, to the wheels and the tires of the Lamborghini Urus. Just take a look at this. So this wheel right here is 23 inch. That is super huge. And then you can see this green caliper. So this one is not 4, not 6, not 8, but it's 10 piston calipers. 10 piston. See, I've just put my hand here for a scale. Just look at how huge this is. And then you can see this one, the disc brakes. So these brakes are actually the world's largest disc brake of any production vehicle ever. So all this, the size is not for show. It actually is very important for the Lamborghini Urus because this car is so powerful. But not only that, because this car is an SUV and it weighs just over 2.2 tons. It's so heavy and so powerful. That's why it needs to be equipped with a good braking system. So yep, everything here is actually functional and it's necessary. Now, as aggressive as the front of the Lamborghini Urus looks, this angle right here, to be honest, is actually my favorite because here you can get to see the sculpture much more. So you can see you have this swooping roofline which looks super sporty for an SUV, and then here you got this primary spoiler, and then before that it comes down, and then here you got a secondary spoiler which flicks up. Yep, and then on the right here as well, you can see you got this muscular rear haunches that is sticking out. You got these powerful lines which runs across. Yeah, the back here is just my favorite design. I really love the looks of it, especially from this side view. For the back design of the Lamborghini Urus, you can see we have this Y-style tail light design which runs across towards the Lamborghini lettering. So instead of using the Lamborghini logo, they actually use the lettering instead. So you have to unlock the car to show you the Y-style tail light coming on into life. Just take a look at it. It looks absolutely beautiful, right? Especially at night, you only get to see these Y-style tail lights. And then here you got these vents. So these vents are actually real, not fake. So this is to relieve the pressure from the wheel well of the back tires. And then the bottom here, you can see this aggressive rear diffuser with the vertical slats. So this one is finished in silver to give it some contrast. And then the bottom here, you can see they're actually quad tail exhaust pipes. Now this car may not be a V10 or V12 engine you would usually find in a Lamborghini, whereas it's a V8, but this V8 sounds heavenly, trust me. Especially this car is not a standard exhaust, so this car is equipped with a rift, fully titanium exhaust. Yep, it sounds heavenly. Take a listen. Okay, now let's talk about the interior of the Lamborghini Urus itself. So let me sit inside. Now, taking a seat inside here is already a sense of occasion because if you're sitting inside here, it makes you feel like you've made it in life. Like you're being successful, you're rich, because everything here just shouts expensive. Yep, and this car, by the way, is highly equipped as well. So you have this panoramic sunroof, we have a head-up display, we have this upgraded Bang & Olufsen sound system, and then you got the upgraded carbon fiber interior pack as well. You can see everything here, the vents, surround, the dashboard trim all the way down here is all finished in carbon fiber as well. And then also the seats, you can see the headrest right here. You got this Lamborghini logo which is stitched in green. Same goes for the seat stitching as well. So everything is finished in green to match the green calipers outside. And then in the middle right here, so this is what Lamborghini calls it, the Tamburo. So this whole thing is called the Tamburo. And then on the left side on the Tamburo, you have what they call it Anima. So Anima is where you can configure the driving modes. So normally in other Lamborghini models, you have Strada, Sport and Corsa. But because this car is an SUV and it has the off-road capabilities, so you have extra 3 more driving modes, which is Sabbia, Terre and Neve. So yeah, all finished in Italian. And then on the right side, you have Ego. So this one actually configures the driving dynamics of the car. So you can change the chassis, you can change the steering feel, you can change the suspension. So let's say if you want your steering wheel to be very light, but then you want the suspension to be stiff, you can just configure it right here. Yep. And then here, you got this switch. So this switch right here is very iconic. So in order to start the car, you can either flick this up like a fighter jet style. You press this and it turns on, everything wakes up. And then on top of it, you have this screen right here. So this one is to control your climate control, and you can configure so everything is touchscreen and it feels nice. Every time you press, it gives you a feedback. It's very tactile. And then top here, you got another screen. So this is the infotainment screen. So this one, you have things you can change, which is, let's say if I click Lamborghini Anima, right? So here, let's say if your Italian is not that good, and then you can see all the driving modes, you don't understand what Sabbia, Terre and Neve means, right? You can just scroll down. You just click on Sabbia, you can see at the back is sand, so it stands for sand. you click Terra. You don't know what is it, you can see it stands for dirt. So if you go down, you press Neve, you can see it's snow. So you know that these modes are for which terrain. Yep. Another way of checking the names of this as well, you can do it from the screen right here. So here, there's another screen. Let's say if you change it to Sabia, you can see it shows sand. If you go to Terra, you can see it shows earth. Neve, you can see it shows snow. And then also, one thing it changes, right, is if you look at the screen right now, you can see, let's say if you go to Sport or Corsa, it actually changes. Then I also like the pedal shifters on the steering. You can see they actually cut away, so they are cutouts. Maybe it's to reduce weight, but maybe not, because this car weighs over 2 tons, so I don't think it makes a difference, but it's nice to have it this way. Yeah, now let's head towards the back. Okay, as for the back seats, you can see, so this one only has 2 seats instead of the 3. So normally you can have the 3-seat configuration, but this car is actually only 2 seat. And how often do you see a SUV at the back here with this very high side bowstring? Yep, so at the back, let's say if you corner hard in front, right, you won't go or we won't sway left and right because it's very nicely hugged. Yep, it's very snug. Yep, and then so this area here, you got 2 cup holders. Again, the finishing is finished in carbon fiber. And then the bottom right here, you can see, so these are all the climate control. It's all touchscreen as well. Yep, got 2 aircon vents. In the back here, you can open up, so that reveals actually a huge amount of space at the back right here. Yeah, and then the back here, we got this storage as well. And then for my height, it's actually just nice. I'm actually not that tall. I'm only 166 cm. So I think this one, if let's say you're about 175 cm, it'll be just nice. I think your hair will be touching the roof of this car, because this car, you have the Supreme roof line, right? It's sporty, so it actually compromises a bit. So yeah, it lacks of the headroom. But yeah, for me, it's just nice. It's very comfortable to be back here. Last but not least, the best part of this Lamborghini Urus would be the practicality and the storage space it has. Because if you were to get a Lamborghini Aventador, you practically have 0 luggage space. For this, you can go for a holiday trip, you can put whatever you want to put inside here. It's extremely practical. So yeah, this is what differs to any other Lamborghini. It's extremely practical. Yeah, it goes all the way inside. Yep, and then it has this low lip. Yeah, this is what makes people want to buy this. And then on the left here, you can raise the car up or you can lower the car down. So let's say you get heavy stuff, you can push the car all the way down, because this car has actually air suspension, which actually lowers the car. You put the stuff inside, then you can put it back up. So yeah, it's very convenient. So yes, a lot of people, when they buy Lamborghini Urus, this is the reason why they want to buy it, because it has the drama and it has the practicality of it. And that's about it, guys, for my review of the Lamborghini Urus. Yes, I may not own this car, but for me, given the opportunity to film a Lamborghini itself is already a serial moment. So a huge thanks to GoatCar Imports for allowing me to film this car right here. So this is my first ever Lamborghini I've reviewed. So maybe the next one will be Aventador, who knows? So yeah, yes, I may not own this, but maybe, hopefully, eventually, one day, fingers crossed, I'll be able to own a car like this, because a car like this is definitely, when you got it, you've really made it in life. So yeah, it's a very nice car to buy, to make yourself feel proud and what you've achieved. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a thing or two about the Lamborghini Urus itself. I personally enjoyed a lot reviewing this car because it's very cool. It has a lot of things to talk about. So yes, for more contents of this, please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And I think on that note, I shall catch you guys next time. Bye!